Hey guys, Brian from Brian Boas here. I refer to a lot of snakes in my videos as one of my favorites, and it's true that there aren't really any boas in my collection that I don't like. But today I want to show you the best of the best, truly my favorites. All of these animals are outstanding examples of their particular locality, and they all have an extra something special that makes them truly spectacular snakes. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe to the Brian Boas YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future boa videos. I'm going to kick off the list of my all-time favorite boas with this 2014 male Suriname True Red-Tailed Boa. This guy was born here back in 2014, and he immediately stood out as the pick of the litter, the nicest of the 20 babies in the litter. He just has this beautiful symmetrical peak saddles, just perfect saddles, and this really clean background color, this light tannish pink background color, and a beautiful long red tail. He was immediately clear that this guy was the best of the litter, and although both of his parents are beautiful boas in their own right, he really combines their best characteristics into this one snake. I actually paired this guy up this year. Fingers crossed that we're going to have some babies from him available sometime at the end of the summer. But I just love this boa, and he's truly one of the most spectacular boas that has been born here at Brian Boas. I have to include another Suriname on my list of all-time favorites. This is a 2016 Suriname, and this guy is from my Prometheus bloodline, which is famous for its very high contrast and very long bright red tails, as well as this great kind of dirty wild look with a lot of these background markings. And this guy probably looks the most like his famous father out of all of the babies he's produced. It's a beautiful looking animal. This guy is probably getting pretty close to sexual maturity. I probably will pair him up next year. But just a beautiful animal. I don't think I've seen another Suriname that has a tail quite this beautiful. It's just so long and so bright red, and it just goes so well with the high contrast in his body between the saddles and the background. Just a absolutely spectacular animal. Next on the list we have another True Red-Tailed BCC. This is a Peruvian boa. This is actually a farm-raised animal that was imported out of Iquitos, Peru, so he's of the Iquitos locality. And what sets this guy apart, other than his very high contrast and his beautiful bright red tail, is this sublime orange peach lateral stripe. You can see he's got this beautiful stripe mid-body. This is peachy orange color. And I've seen some other Peruvian boas that have this characteristic, but never quite as strong as in this guy. So I'm hoping that I can breed Peruvian boas that have this beautiful orangey color. I've actually seen some pictures of Peruvians that have an almost completely orangey body color. Just a very beautiful animal. But this guy, you can see the high contrast between his golden yellow background color and his darker saddles. But that orange side stripe just really is, adds to the whole effect. It's just a totally beautiful boa to look at. So one more True Red-Tailed BCC on my list of all-time favorites is this 2017 Venezuelan Red-Tailed Boa. This animal was bred by my good buddy Mike Lucchese, and I actually saw her shortly after she was born, and she just really stood out from the rest of the litter. She has this super clean look to her. Just, very, very clean back and sides, with virtually no markings. Unfortunately, she's going into shed right now, so her colors are a little dull. She's normally quite a bit brighter, but she will be after she sheds. But you can just appreciate how clean looking this animal is. In fact, when I first saw her after she was born, I thought that she might be some kind of a morph, almost like a jungle. She reminded me of some of the jungle boas that have that super clean overall look and the enhanced color saturation. So this animal, this is a 2017 female, so hopefully we'll be pairing her up in a few years. But just a gorgeous animal. In fact, I have pictures of her where she doesn't even look real. She looks like she's made of plastic. She looks like a toy snake because she's so clean overall. Next on my list is this female boa constrictor longicauda, the long-tailed boa. So the long-tailed boas are famous for getting darker as they grow up. You know, with each shed they get a little bit more dark pigment until they have this very high contrast as adults with this almost black and white appearance. And this female is probably my favorite of my longicauda. So you can see how dark her dark markings on her face are and how well it contrasts with her white chin. You can also see the beautiful speckling on her belly and the contrast between the dark and the light. And then looking at her saddles, you can see how symmetrical they are and how perfectly formed and how well they contrast with her background markings. Just truly a spectacular animal. This female was born in 2016, so she might be ready to pair up next year or maybe the following year. I just have to see. But truly a spectacular example of the long-tailed boa, boa constrictor longicauda. This next boa is one of the rarest types of boas in herpetoculture. This is a Honduran Firebelly Boa. And you can see the beautiful orangish pink belly and sides that give them their name. So this guy was born here back in 2018, and his mother is by far the most brightly colored Honduran Firebelly that I've seen. And he's really taken after her quite a bit, and you know, his color has been developing as he's gotten older, getting brighter and brighter. What's also really cool about this guy is you can see he's partially striped. He's got some saddles in the middle of his body, but his neck and towards his tail are striped. He's got these maroonish tail saddles characteristic of the Honduran boas, as well as this really short, compact head. I also love the eyes in these guys. They just have these beautiful, large, orangish brown eyes that really stand out. Truly a spectacular boa. So I hope to pair up his mother again next year and hopefully have another litter of these spectacular Honduran Firebellies. Another all-time favorite is this male Paraguanera Peninsula Boa from Venezuela. And this is an anerythristic specimen that lacks the red pigment. So the Paraguanera boas are from the Paraguanera Peninsula in northwestern Venezuela. And there's a naturally occurring anerythristic form. It's a simple recessive mutation. But this is the anerythristic form. These are an awesome boa. They're a dwarf locale. They only get to be about 4 to 5 feet long. They're really chill and laid back. Just a really cool boa to take out and handle. And this guy has this awesome silvery gray coloration. He's actually in shed right now, unfortunately, so his colors aren't quite as nice as they will be after he sheds. But his tail is just really amazing, the contrast between the dark and light. And he almost reminds me of the colors of the silver Bengal tiger. He's got this beautiful high contrast silvery color. You know, definitely a lot more silvery than brown. I've seen some anerythristic boas kind of turn this brownish color. This guy is definitely more of a silvery and white color. Just a beautiful boa. So I decided to end the list of favorite boas with a morph animal, and this is a VPI T-positive albino male. And the VPI, as you probably know by now, is one of my favorite, if not my all-time favorite morph. And this animal shows why. It's just this beautiful light golden yellow color. A lot of red and pink in the sides. And they don't look like a genetic freak. They just look like a beautiful light boa. And so this is a one gene animal. It's just the VPIT positive. And sometimes I think that single gene animals kind of show off the morph a lot better than the combos. You see a lot of times people are just trying to breed together as many genes as they can. And some of the genes kind of get diluted out and you can't really see what their contribution is. But with a single gene boa like this animal, you can really see the effect of the VPIT positive gene. Just truly spectacular. And so this guy is a 2017. He'll probably be ready to, well, he's probably ready to breed now, but I probably won't pair him up until the year after next. I have some females that will be ready to go. And my first project for him will be to cross with my Moran females. That's a pastel, incomplete dominant pastel. And the Moran VPI boas are truly spectacular with this glowing orange color. But as far as a favorite boa, I just really enjoy taking this guy out. He's great to handle and truly beautiful to look at. Just shows you that sometimes less is more, and a one gene boa can be one of your all-time favorites. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to shoot me a line. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your boas.